The government of Ontario has introduced legislation aimed at speeding up the approval process for mining projects. Now, the province hopes to boost production of critical minerals like those needed to make electric vehicle batteries. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick has more from the Ontario legislature.
Today, the government introduced the Building More Mines Act. It seeks to make amendments to existing legislation. The Minister for Mining says it's currently too time-consuming and too costly for companies to get a permit to open a new mine in Ontario. They say they want to make this process easier and cheaper for companies because they say they want Ontario to be a leader in the mining of critical minerals that are used to make batteries for electric vehicles. Premier Doug Ford and his government have a whole strategy around this. They say they want to connect mining in Northern Ontario of these minerals to manufacturing in Southern Ontario. But these changes being proposed today apply to all kinds of mining in Ontario, not just the mining of critical minerals. Here's a bit of what the mining minister said today when he introduced the bill.
Our government is improving the Mining Act to create the conditions for companies to build more mines efficiently and to help strengthen the Made in Ontario critical mineral supply chains for critical minerals and electric vehicles. These changes would make Ontario more competitive, attract new investment to the province, and pave the way for Ontario to become the #1 jurisdiction in the world for mineral investment and development.
Now, some of the areas where they're seeking to make changes include the application process to open a new mine. As part of that process, the company has to say how they would later close down a mine, and the government's going to make some changes to that process. They also say they're going to change how companies have to pay certain fees as part of the application process, and also they say they'll make it easier to get a permit to recover minerals from tailings. Now, they say this is all meant to attract more investment to Ontario, to bolster the sector, but they also say there will not be any major changes to what they say are strict environmental standards around mining in Ontario, and the government says this won't impact at all their duty to consult with Indigenous communities. Now, we'll see what the reaction is to this bill, including from the opposition parties. This bill is set to be debated here at the legislature next week. Megan Fitzpatrick, CBC News, Toronto.